On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning in to On The Spot News Media. Now, me peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. So we are going to kick it off this morning with some stories coming out of St. Elizabeth and St. James before we get into the main story. Now, the police in St. Elizabeth is presently encouraging the Black River lockup escapees to turn themselves in. Yeah, man. And this is most definitely a warning before the caning. So the 4 escapees from the Black River police lockup who remain on the run are again being urged to turn themselves in. The quartet is among 8 men who cut their way out of a jail cell in Black River, St. Elizabeth in June of this year. The body of one of the 8 was found in bushes in September. 2 were captured by the police in October, whilst the other was taken out in a hail of bullets during an exchange of gunfire with the police over the weekend. Now, the commanding officer for the St. Elizabeth Police Division, Acting Superintendent Coleridge Minto, says the other 4 men should turn themselves in now. So we're going to hear from the commanding officer in charge of the St. Elizabeth Police Division as he weighs in on this situation. Listen.
Of the persons, there are 4 now remain outstanding, and I want to appeal to them. Oral Cole, Demar Williams, Anwar Himes, and Javon Sims. We appeal to them to surrender to the police, seek an attorney, and to come in. And we also appeal to them not to engage our officers if they are confronted. Well, prior to my arrival, some amount of work was done. The area that was breached was remedied, and we continued to ensure that the policies governing the JCF surrounding our lockup administration is fully maintained, and something that we continue to monitor in a very rigid way.
Now over there in the war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division, Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Area 1, Clifford Chambers, says violence producers in St. James are waiting on the expiration of the state of public emergency now in effect in the parish to resume their criminal activities. ACP Chambers made the comment as he called for an extension of the enhanced security measure. The state of public emergency, the SOE, was imposed in St. James on November 8th in response to the triple knockings and clappings that took the life of a criminal element and 2 innocent little boys. So without a further extension, which requires a 2/3 majority in both houses of parliament, the SOE will come to an end on November 22nd, which is Wednesday. Yeah, man. Now, the police want an extension to the measure. In making the case for the extension, the ACP says that the criminals in the parish are laying low, counting down the clock until the SOE expires. So we're going to hear from the ACP in charge of Area 1, ACP Chambers. Listen.
The persons who were targeted are somehow restricted based on the blockages that we have. And so we are not seeing the migration of criminals, but what we're seeing is it's like they are taking a posture of being low under and not showing up, because we do have several targeted operations and we're able to make some very good arrests, but not all the arrests who we refer to as persons of interest or violence producers that would want to be off the street. Persons who were arrested, but because of the reluctance of witnesses to come forward, they had normal people beyond any reasonable time. Those persons, when they are released, they have their residence in St. James, but they didn't come to St. James. So there were still the construct of amalgamation of criminal gangs. They go to other parishes that doesn't have these restrictive measures. And so that adds value to what we're seeing with regard to the network of criminals, the amalgamation of criminal gangs, and how they facilitate each other when they're caught between a rock and another. We are seeing the benefits of it in other parishes. So we're not seeing an increase in Hanover. Actually, we're also seeing a reduction. We're not seeing an increase in Westmoreland. We're also seeing a reduction. And we're recovering firearms and ammunition. So the posture of holding the state and having restricted the criminals from moving around, we are using targeted operations. We are getting members, JDF and JCF members on the street doing patrols, and as a result of that, we're gaining the success that we're gaining now.
Now, my peeps, the Custos of St. James, that's Bishop Conrad Pitkin, says based on his reports, residents of the communities in the parish of St. James wants an extension to the state of public emergency. So we're going to hear from the Custos of St. James as he weighs in on this latest development. Listen.
As ACP said that there has been no major crime in the state of emergency, and so people tend to be more relaxed, and from what I am hearing is that they welcome the enhanced security measures and would love for it to go on for a little longer, although there are some level of restrictions for some of the things that we saw at the beginning, like the long traffic lines at the checkpoints. The police have been able to rectify that, and so people are having less time waiting. If there is going to be an extension, they would need to look at the time for the curfews. Not only that, the entertainment sector is seriously affected by it, but the churches are too, because you want to ensure that the people get home before the curfews take effect. I myself had to postpone a major meeting that I will be having this week, but for where we are concerned, we think it was worth it to do so, because the important thing is the protection of lives and to bring about a sense of calmness and peace in our parish.
So now, my peeps, make a move on into the main story. Now over there in the Kingston Central Police Division, the Darcsyde and Genocide war continues. And in recent times, and not so recent times, I've given information on both sides, the Darcsyde and the Genocide. Boy, may I tell you, what a set a name for call themselves. For criminal elements, they could have never chosen a better set a name for the darkness and the genocide that they have been unleashing on the regular members of Chan Public in the Kingston Central Police Division. Now in the morning, my peeps, we are going to focus more so on the Darcsyde gang. Yeah, man. And as always, there is always a criminal element in the mix that has made it to the so-called land of opportunity in the United States of America and using his monies to fund the wars in Jamaica. Now on your screen is one such man, the man who is presently in charge of the Darcsyde gang. We're talking about this man identified by his alias in the criminal underworld as Black Man. Yeah, man. So this man is the Darcsyde leader. He was the successor of Little Danny. When Little Danny was alive, this man was his right hand on the ground in Jamaica. Now, this criminal element here sits in New York City and gives orders on who supposed to be taken out in a hail of bullets. This criminal element here is one of the main contributing factors to the crime and violence affecting the general Kingston Central Police Division. Now, Black Man's reign of control runs from Price Lane, Lisson Road, Blake Road, Cloverley Road, all of which is in the spoilers community. But he has been getting some sort of resistance since the knockings and clappings of their farmer Dan, Little Danny, over the control of the place. Because one set of the knockies and clappies them, the criminal element them, wanted the brother of Little Danny to control the place. And another set decides that them want black man to be them done. So they have always been hot loggerheads as to who is supposed to be the Dan. Now the brother of Little Danny, known as Rassi, they wanted him to take over from his brother. So back in 2022, who remember when Rassi and Blackman had a serious fallout for the Danship of the Darcsyde community, where things got so bad at one point, where men from Price Lane and Lissant Road could not go around by Blake Road and Cloverley Road. Yeah, man. I saw the thing that set before the thing decides, say, yo, the man got just farm up and become one again. Now, let me show you a picture on the screen. This is just to show you how far the darkness thing I come from. And this picture is back in the days when Little Danny was still among the land of the living. As you can see, Little Danny is there stooping in the white hat. And Black Man is the one sitting in front with the jean shorts, black shirt and his head turned behind. Black Man, as I stated, is presently in America and staying there, safely tucked away in New York, in Bronx, New York, to be exact, and giving orders to his goons underground in Jamaica, which ends up getting them slaughtered in the streets, their family members slaughtered, or they end up behind bars for a mighty long time. When are these criminal elements going to wake up and smell the roses and understand that these criminal elements giving them orders are safely tucked away in Uncle Sam, where just maybe no harm will come to them? And I say just maybe because another Little Danny just might happen. Yeah, man. Now, just as you see in this picture, that very yard where that picture was taken in front of, the criminal element known as Black Man used to live in that same yard. Now in that very same picture, his right-hand man now underground, a criminal element known as Grimy, is in that picture with a white handkerchief or rag tie over his forehead. Yeah, man. Now, this picture presently on your screen, in the white hat, is a man known as Knocking. And you can also see him in this particular picture before your very eyes on your screen, with the infamous criminal character said to be the Dan for the Darcsyde gang in Kingston Central Police Division, known as Black Man. So Knocking is a top knockies and clappies. Yeah, man, a real old dirty kind of boy that hails from the Kingston Central Police Division. Now, just for showing you, say some of the youth now learn. Now, the one that is standing beside him in that color shirt is known as Zara. A one-time top knockies and clappies also for the Darcsyde. But sometime in 2022, he got involved in a brazen knockings and clappings that unfortunately did not take his life, but left him paralyzed in a wheelchair. Can't walk ever again unless the Almighty lays hands on him. Now, this just goes to show that badness don't pay. Now him left as a vegetable, can't help himself. Now, one day to come, just maybe, Who knows? Him just might be out there in a wheelchair and can't move, and a man just come gun him down. And why I've said that, I've seen it happen already, where a farmer knackis and clappis out there in the streets and totally forget what he did in his past, and him past come knock on him door and spread him out on the floor. So I just hope that the younger youths them, the regular ones and ones them out there in the streets, look and see for yourself that the badness thing nah go nowhere. Only death and destruction it brings upon your own community that you and your loved ones resides in. If you don't care about your life, fine. But if you're a father, think about your child. And if you're a son, think about your mother and your father. And if you're a brother, think about your brother and your sister. Think about those persons who you love the most. Because even though they are criminals, heartless criminals, them still have little love in them heart for those persons closest to them. So again, a word to the wise. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.